Hi, everybody, and welcome to a bonus episode of BrobusCast. I'm your host, Brobuscus. With me today is Z-Dog.
If you haven't already, watched Denji versus Travis on Debate Club. My voice may or may not be in it. Wink, wink.
And we have Richard.
I'm making content again. That's the only thing I can contribute to this.
Yay, content. Hell yeah, we love content in this house.
Yeah.
He's also the one recording today, so if the audio seems a little weird, that's why.
Yep. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties before starting today. Gotta love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and gotta love it, gotta not want to talk about it. All right.
All right, so let's not. So yes, welcome. Welcome to the bonus topic. So yeah, if you missed last week's video, yeah, we're gonna try something a little different this week, doing our third topic that we had planned as a separate video, even though we're recording this ahead. But shut up.
They didn't
recording
need to know that.
Okay, well, you know what?
They did not need to know that.
You know what? Do me a favor then and forget it, viewers, please and thank you. But yes, we're experimenting this week. See if it goes well, because I imagine our discussions on the existing topics went long enough as is. So I figured maybe we'll try doing this as a solo thing, and if it goes well, maybe we'll do other third topics like this, like any guest questions we have for new guests. I don't know, maybe we're taking a risk, seeing if it pays off, and if it does, sweet. All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
now you.
So
yeah.
So with that in mind, Mr. Dog, Mr. the Z of the dogs. I don't know where I'm going with this. You're the one with the topic today, so tell us, what exactly are we doing today?
All right. Well, today we're going to be talking about basically a mock season of Death Battle. In a way, I guess is the best way to put it. So yes. So this is something that this is something, a bit of a trend that's been started in my other friend group, the one that runs the daily Death Battle accounts, actually, which, by the way, follow, plug. So basically, what I will be sharing today is a mock season based around Brobuscus. So basically, what I have today is I made a season lineup of 16, well, technically 17, but shush, of episodes that I attempted to kind of gear to our Brobuscus, liking, because we've been friends.
Me?
Yeah, so because we've been friends for a good while. I'd like to think we have a bit of experience. Like we spent more than enough time as friends. I figured I'd try this because and like I said, this is something we've done. I've done with my other friend groups, and I figured I want to try and do it with both of you, if possible. And even though I don't have Richard ready, I will try and have it like maybe the next 2 episodes. We'll see. But yeah, so that is what we will be talking about today. So I deliberately kept this a secret because I wanted to have Bro's raw reaction to it specifically. So
Okay.
this is gonna be fun. So yeah, so basically, um, in this season will be a combination of matchups that either you straight up like, has franchises you like, has characters you like. It has things you've experienced. I mean, obviously, things you've
Well,
experienced.
yeah.
Most specifically last year, because I did look at your media thread for certain ones. Things we've
Wow.
experienced together, inside jokes, and whatnot. So
Oh boy.
so this is gonna be interesting. So I have not showed Bro the season yet, because again, okay, that's a lie. I showed him one fight that will be on it.
Yeah, I know
So
one. I know one.
yes. So this is gonna be interesting. Which Richard, I do apologize. You will be a bit on the back foot for this one, but I'm sure there'll be some fights that you will definitely have some things to say on. So
It's no problem. I don't mind. Don't worry about it.
yeah. So without further ado, are y'all ready to see it? What I cooked?
Sure.
I'll just
All
be
right.
back here eating my popcorn.
All right. Oh, I guess I should say. So yes, we will be going through every single matchup on this thing. First explaining why I gave it, why it's on here, and how it relates to Bro. Then going in what Bro thinks. Then what we think, if we have any additional notes. I mean, spoiler alert, I dig every matchup that's on here, so
Good to know.
and then. Well, okay. Well, some of these we do put matchups. Like with me and Kodo, like Kodo did put Blaze versus Daisy, and they don't like that matchup. But
Oh,
on one
okay.
of the seasons for me. So so yeah. And then I don't know. I guess if we want it on the show, although I don't know how many of these we would. I know there's a few we would outright just not want, but we'll see. And
Good to
then I
know.
guess who we think wins. Who we think wins, I guess, based on brief knowledge. I don't know. And
All right.
yeah, and bro, and also Bro, who you're specifically rooting for. Because
Oh
yes.
boy. Okay.
All right. I know
I'm
it's a
assuming you're
lot.
gonna reveal these all one at a time, right? Just to build it up.
I mean, I can if you want. I mean, I don't know. I was just gonna post the whole lineup, but I can do that afterwards if you want.
Yeah, let's do that after. So let's keep
All
the
right.
suspense going.
All right. Well, this is bad because I need to look for the thumbnails, but I have the lineup on deck, and I'll post the thumbnails in order if I can find them. All right. So our first matchup.
That means absolutely nothing for the podcast, by the way.
I mean, yeah. Well, you know what?
You can just
Behind the
say what
scenes.
it is.
Yes, but I did make all the thumbnails for it. That's the thing.
Well,
So.
okay, then just say them and post the thumbnails later for video purposes.
All right, fine. All right, so our first matchup we will be talking about, I figured to start us off, I'd get one of your favorite characters in fiction, or at least a variation of him, on here, up against another one of your favorite characters, and which is also an alternate version of him. So we have a
Where is this
movie
going?
Dr. Eggman or Robotnik versus MCU Iron Man.
Oh, I've heard this one before, actually.
Yeah, now I know it's been really recent because of Sonic 3. It's been popping up a lot because of Sonic 3. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think I really wanted to represent Iron Man on here as at least some version of him. So
yeah,
I figured doing the movies, doing this matchup, I think would be a very fitting way to do it. And as for why movie Eggman, I mean, Sonic's one of your favorite franchises ever, and you really like the movie series for good reason. It's good. It's very good. And I just think this matchup is really fun and could be really cool to see. So, yeah.
Yeah, that seems cool. I kind of wondered about it for like I saw this requested all dating back to like the first Sonic movie coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, I kind of get it, but I'm not sure if this works.
Honestly, I think just it's like the more the Sonic trilogy has been going along, the more it works. Especially considering spoiler alert for Sonic 3. If you haven't seen it, that's your fault. Considering Eggman's sacrifice.
Yeah. I see what you're saying now. Yep.
Yeah, matching closely with Tony's. So, you know.
I don't get it myself. Aside from the genius intellect part, and the robots, yeah.
I mean, I think it could be interesting to have, like all of Eggman's like drones go. So here's the problem I'm sitting with right now, right? I imagine this would be like a match that's analyzing a lot of their tech. The thing is that 90% of Eggman's robots in the movies are
drones.
Variations of they're drones. They're variations of like generic badniks from the games. Meanwhile, Iron Man is sitting here with the freaking Iron Legion.
Yeah. Like, even if you just wanted to be fair and use Tony from the first 3 Iron Man movies plus the Avengers, it's still not fair because he has the House Party Protocol, and the Iron Legion will just come and just destroy all of the drones that Eggman has. And then...
Right.
Now, question.
I guess you can make it interesting. If you include the Master Emerald.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Are we giving him the Master Emerald and his giant mech?
I imagine Death Battle would.
Okay.
I mean, I personally would as well, but I mean...
Well, that's the only thing that I guess makes it more fair, but I also think that, okay, I'm pretty sure Tony would have an answer to the giant egg mech.
Oh boy.
It's basically the Death Egg robot.
Yeah. But it walks. Well, I mean, granted, this Tony doesn't have Veronica, so I'm sorry, no, he doesn't have Lucy. I got Lucy mixed up with Veronica.
I actually have no idea where Lucy even comes from. So that was just a thing.
Yeah.
In that one freaking superpower beatdown, and I never quite figured out where that came from.
Yeah, no. So it's like, okay,
I'm convinced at this point they made that shit up.
Okay, that's fair. They wanted to give him a laser.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's give him a fucking laser.
Which is funny because the comics have Soul's hammer.
Yeah. So maybe. Yeah. So.
I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Man would get the Hulkbuster, but it's not that big.
No, it's barely up to the toe of the Death Egg robot. I mean, yeah.
I imagine if we are giving him the Master Emerald, and obviously this is strictly MCU Tony, so yeah, okay. I imagine he would probably be on a similar level to like Supersonic, right? Because it's the same power source, right?
It's the same power source, but see, that's just it. What do we see him do with that power? Like,
well, there's a feat in Sonic 3 that I'm not going to get into for Supersonic.
Yes, but that's assuming. Yeah, but that's assuming he can do it. Because again, when we see him have the Master Emerald in the second movie, yeah, he has godlike powers, but he chooses to use those powers to feel the Death Egg robot. So it feels like fighting him fisticuffs wouldn't be within Robotnik's wheelhouse. Like this would be a giant mech fighting Tony with his mechs.
I guess, yeah.
And in that case, I would say that Tony would have a difficult time, especially because he doesn't have the Soul's Hammer. I mean, I don't think he can hack the Death Egg robot.
Probably not.
But I think this is where the Iron Legion comes in. He could just use the Iron Legion as distractions while he punches or just blast Eggman with the repulsor blast, and then boom, the Master Emerald is split up. It's gone. Robotnik's got nothing.
Yeah, that's true. Iron Man could literally defeat Eggman in a very similar way that Tails and Knuckles did in the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, I do like both characters. I do understand why this is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not entirely sure how I feel about it as a match. It's one of those where it's like, I get it, I understand it. I'm not quite into it though. And I think this is obvious at this point. One of the questions I'm supposed to be answering is who I think wins this. I don't think it's a surprise at this point. I think Iron Man kind of plasters him.
Yeah, that's fair. And I'm gonna take a wild guess saying you're rooting for him as well.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, not this. I was gonna say not a too great start. No, I'm kidding. Now you like both characters. At least you can see the vision with it. At least
it's a decent start.
Okay, fair enough. We will take that. All right. Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of curious how this whole thing will go. Just because I do have a bit of a weird selection here, but I think all of them, I at least think all of them fit you, which I think is one of the main points here. So
I will say I do think this fight could have some killer beats.
Oh yeah.
You can't go wrong with the. I mean, Iron Man is literally like AC/DC incarnate. And that it's been over 5 years now, and that scene of Robotnik, the ending in the first movie still lives rent free in my head. So, yeah.
There you go. Indeed. All right. I believe then we shall move on. Unless there's anything else y'all want to say.
Nope.
All right. So next one. So I mentioned in-jokes were part of my thought process of selecting these, didn't I? Well, already second one, we have a big one. One from the very first time I was on the podcast, actually, which is the big reason why I decided to pick it. So
I think I know where this is going.
Our second matchup for this is Ty the Tasmanian Tiger versus Sash Lilac.
I totally forgot about this.
Yes. All right. So
okay. So for context,
yes. Explanation for the viewers. So the very first time I was on this podcast, which feels like forever ago now. Anyway, so this was before Metal Sonic vs. Zero, after 18 versus Captain Marvel. So this means Crash versus Spyro was still a Bros Most Wanted matchup for the show. So I, the little goober, little silly man that I was, made a joke at the end of the podcast when they were teasing there's a certain matchup we want to do something big with, and I jokingly said, "Oh, that's my favorite. I wanted Ty versus Lilac for forever because I mean, really, because just they were opponents I've seen recently for them.
Yeah.
And, orange marsupial, purple dragon, haha. So,
Crash versus Ty, Spyro versus Lilac.
Yeah. So, that's the lore behind it. So I really wanted to include this. This feels like, especially since like it was a joke I made on our first ever episode on together. Like, kind of felt like it was a must.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. No, this is funny. However, I am going to say this. I mean, this probably shouldn't be much of a surprise. This is a joke, right? Like this is obviously a joke matchup. Just kind of like parodying off of Crash versus Spyro. But I feel more confident that to say this because since we've made that joke, I've actually played Freedom Planet. I've actually played Freedom Planet and its sequel. I still haven't played Ty the Tasmanian Tiger though. This matchup is dog shit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, really, if you take like the funniest side, I don't think there's anything there.
No, there's
something with Ty.
I mean, okay, my knowledge on Ty is unfortunately quite limited. I do want to fix it one day, but I know Ty is one of those. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger is one of those games where it's like, it has quite a following, but it didn't quite kick off as much as I think anyone was hoping it would. I mean, I guess it did kick off to get a sequel, so like.
Oh, there you go.
So like, I guess there's that, but since then it's kind of been. At least as far as I'm aware, it's been kind of quiet. So, but from what I understand, Ty. So I know Ty is a 3D platformer, so there's that. So there's even more reason for me to play it. I know he mostly fights using like boomerangs. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that his games are developed by the Chrome Studios, who made the first two Legend of Spyro games. Therefore, I kind of don't want to play them anymore. That is mostly a joke, by the way. I need to stress that right here, right now. That is mostly a joke. So, like, okay, so here's the thing, right? So this match is essentially like pitting Crash Bandicoot from like the very first game up against like Sonic the Hedgehog. And I don't think it takes much thinking to realize the problem here, right?
Yeah.
Like we're pitting a relatively basic yet combat focused 3D platformer icon up against the main character of what started as something heavily inspired by Sonic, by the classic Sonic games. So like I said, it doesn't take a genius to understand how this could fall apart. Especially since having researched Lilac, wink wink, nudge nudge, plug. I mean, I've done next to no research on Ty, so maybe he's like super powerful for all I know. But Lilac literally fought a thing that could destroy the moon. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Ty is winning this.
Probably not. But hey, who knows? Maybe there's some really under-researched like media where Ty also blows up the moon. Who knows?
Yeah. All of a sudden, Ty can cut the planet in half with one of his boomerangs.
Yeah, You know, that wouldn't surprise me with that era of 3D platformers. That wouldn't surprise me if that actually is a thing.
Yeah, probably.
But
so yeah, I mean, it's a fun little nostalgia piece. I understand. I'm glad this is here, but no. Do I want this? God, no.
Yeah, I will always hold it like as a match. I will always have a little bit of like a soft spot towards it, but yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well.
Give us again plug, but Lilac versus Shantae is like right there. So
yeah. And watch after we bring this up, there'll be a like limited runs game on like the Thai series. Actually,
yeah, watch limited run games does Thai the Tasmanian Tiger out of nowhere.
Actually, is it? I'm pretty sure the Thai series is on Switch, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, it is. You're right. Oh, I forgot about that. They remade it or they remastered it. I don't remember.
I completely forgot about that. Actually, whoops.
Yeah. I guess I can kind of take back what I said earlier about Ty being dead.
There you go.
I'm just trying to remember. Did they remake it or did they remaster it? I forget. Oh, there's 3 games? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a third one.
Yeah. Well.
Whoops.
All right. Well. I'm pretty sure.
While I'm looking into this, there's 4. There's a 4th game.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, shall I move on while you're looking into that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, you know. All right. So, third one I know you.
Okay.
It was a remaster. Yeah, I figured as much. I thought so, but yeah. All right. Well, third match is one I know you like. For the record, like.
Good start.
Yeah. Well. Hey, I haven't done one of these for you. It was probably gonna be rough, but you know what? I think you're really gonna like this next one. So, and with that, I'll say what it is. I should really be saying what these are before I explain it. So you know what? Screw it. Astrobot versus Hat Kid.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah. So explanation. I mean, I feel like this shouldn't be much though. Yes, you played Astrobot and you played the Astro games on the PS5. You really like them.
Yep.
Did you really like Hat in Time? You were really rooting for Astrobot to win Game of the Year. Hey, look at that. It was really fun.
I was in a call. I think it was in the LED server. During that award show, and as the people in there that was with me at the time could testify, I was a little excited. Yeah, no, Astrobot is legitimately like one of my favorite games of all time at this point. It is so good. I cannot stress this enough. If you have a PS5, first of all, if you have a PS5, you should already have Astro's Playroom, in which case there is no excuse for you not to play it. It is a tech demo. I understand that, but it is a tech demo hidden under a quite solid 3D platformer that is filled to the brim with callbacks and references to PlayStation's history. I don't know if I should get too far into it because I mean I say I don't know because this game came out in when the PS5 came out. But the collectibles in Playroom are pieces of PlayStation technology. Including and you end the levels by getting the consoles. That is ingenious. So then I guess the team once Astro's Playroom was like, oh yeah, this is a really good game that's supposed to be a tech demo. I guess the team at Team Asobi was like, you want to just make a game out of this? Because that's the thing. If I remember correctly, Astro mostly existed before that as just a mascot for like Astro is basically a mascot for PlayStation tech. Like whenever Sony has this like new thing for PlayStation consoles, like he had a thing for the PlayStation VR, Astrobot Rescue Mission.
Didn't know about that.
It's like if they have some new tech they want to show off, Astro was usually right there to have something alongside it. It's basically it's serve as like a test for it. Like that was the entire point of Astro's Playroom, was just to give you a feel for the PlayStation 5's tech, particularly the controller. Which I cannot stress enough, the PS5 controller is freaking magic. Like I can't describe it. Everyone's been like, how do you just describe how like your thoughts on the PlayStation 5's controller? It's the DualSense. The DualSense controller. How like describe your thoughts on it? I'm like, it's magic. And I can't describe it any better than that without you actually like experiencing it.
Right.
So yeah. So yeah, I was super excited when they were like, "Oh yeah, we're making an Astrobot game, like just a straight up game, like that's like not any of this tech demo shit."
Full on game.
We're getting a game, and I'm like, "Well, sign me the hell up." And then I got it and I played it, and oh my god. So yeah. And then yeah, I mean, I'm talking a lot about Astrobot here. I understand that, but I do like a Hat in Time. I'm gonna break in. Play Hat in Time if you haven't. It's amazing. Yes. I seriously need to finish it. I just have not had the time. No. I haven't had the time, and when I do, it's never on my mind anymore.
I get that.
It's just one of those things, like you play it and then you stop and then you don't go back to it for no particular reason.
That's literally me with Persona 5 Royal. Yippee.
Yeah, so you understand.
Yeah.
But no, Hat in Time, it's very charming. It's a very polished 3D platformer, and Hat Kid is freaking adorable.
Yes, she is. Never forget. The smug dance.
Yes, the smug dance. Actually, Richard, have you seen the smug dance?
No, I haven't.
Never mind.
I have not seen it. No.
Well, Z-Dog just beat me to posting it in the group chat, so there you go. So yeah. And for those wondering why this is a match, it's actually kind of interesting because well, okay, they're both space explorers, which I know you wouldn't probably get with Hat Kid, like from a glance. But yeah, she does travel through. Well, she doesn't travel to like different planets altogether, right? It's just the one.
It's just the one. But no, she crash lands onto one.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, she is a space explorer. That's for sure. I just didn't remember how much of that space exploring you do in game. Because you do a lot of it in Astrobot. They both get powers from. I don't want to say too much about Astrobot because, god damn it, play it. There are power-ups in Astrobot that you get from like chests or whatnot. Kind of similar to the hats, the different hats in A Hat in Time. Granted, I think the ones in Astrobot are a bit more situational, but like they show up in levels instead of you just having them. But semantics. And I mean, just look at these two. They are mad cute.
They're adorable, and you will not forget them.
Um,
Yeah.
So like it's simple, but it is a simple
Yeah, I think-
comparison, but it's like there's
think-
more to it than you would expect at first glance.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I think it's from what I know of Astrobot, it sounds like a really fun matchup that I'd be really down to see. Like, yeah, I was gonna say because I don't know how popular it is necessarily. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter for this case, but whatever. Like, 'cause I do hope it becomes more popular. Although I will say, and this was another contention. What I was thinking about, I've also been seeing Astrobot versus Kirby floating around, which I also think sounds fun. But no, I am very much down for this. This sounds like a lot of fun. And hey, you know what? 3D platformers, let's go.
Yeah.
More reps for those.
And then you know, with Hat in Time, more indie characters.
Yes, we definitely take those.
So that's cool. Yeah, no notes. This is I like this match a lot.
Yeah, there we go. Indeed. All right, now well, I know you don't want to spoil it, but
Oh, I guess I should say who I think wins.
yeah, I was gonna say
What about
because
that?
I mean, I don't know how much you can say without spoiling it, but
I honestly don't know how much I can say in general because I'm actually not 100% sure.
fair. I mean, I do know Hat in Time stats are a bit contentious because I know there is stuff for I won't say what since I think it's Final Boss. I do know there is some like
I know the
celestial-
story. I know the story of A Hat in Time.
Okay.
If you're curious about that.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say because I think the final boss can argue for celestial stuff, or at least like upscaling from Snatcher doing stuff. So
That
There's
is
that.
news to me. Okay.
I don't know how agreeable it is, but I do know that is an argument you can make.
I mean, I guess the final boss does get like weird reality warping powers from the
Yeah.
what are the timepieces? That's what they're called.
Yeah. Time
Um,
uses.
It's been a minute. Can you tell it's been a minute since I played this game? I guess I can say I wouldn't be too surprised if Astrobot just kind of like ship blitzes, because like I said, there's a lot of space travel in this game.
Right. Yeah, that normally gets pretty fast.
Yeah. Also, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Then we should probably move on. So Astrobot's ship, like his main ship, that kind of crashes on a desert planet. This is in the trailer, so this isn't a spoiler. That ship is a PS5.
No, what?
And no, I can make it better. The thing he travels around with in game, because the whole game is basically you rebuilding the PS5. Like you're rebuilding the PS5 and saving all of your Astrobot friends. That some of them are dressed up like PlayStation characters.
Yeah.
But the thing you're actually traveling from planet to planet on top of is literally it's basically a dual sense. Like this game is very PS5 coded, if you couldn't tell.
Nice.
So I mean, I don't know what's better, that or Astro's Playroom taking place inside of the PS5 console.
Yeah, they should keep that team around. They seem like they have fun ideas for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. Let's move on.
All right, let's move on. All right. All right, our next matchup. Fitting how this is the fourth matchup on my list. Just saying, because time to get a American. Well, okay, well for half of it, time to get American. We got ourselves another fan favorite of yours and of the community, Sarge versus the Soldier.
Oh, this is not where I thought this was going.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah, no, yes, cool, absolutely. It's legitimately one of my most wanted fights of all time. So
and
yeah,
that's why I gave it to you. It's almost like that's part of the reason I gave it to you. Yeah, I don't think I need much explanation. I mean, obviously, you like Red versus Blue, you like Team versus Two. This is, again, one of your most wanted matchup. It's fun. What more do you need? It's Sarge versus Soldier. I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah. And this fight basically writes itself. Like the way these two act, like I swear to God, this fight writes itself.
Indeed.
And I mean, hey, I know they don't have any association with Rooster Teeth anymore, but you bet your ass that Matt Hullum would be so down to do this.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, and that's good because anybody other than him to voice Sarge just probably sound wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually,
that was the issue people had with when they recast Caboose for that fight. Like in general, he's fine, but you can tell that it's not the original.
No, it makes sense. But it is what it is. Also, I just realized, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it secret for the recording, but I will say there is another reason that does relate to you why I picked this. But I don't know if you want public information. I don't know if you want it public, so I will keep my mouth shut. And to any of you watching, you'll figure out what it is in due time. But that's also a big part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that.
I
is
mean,
also a big part.
I'm pretty sure it's public knowledge, but
yeah, you'll see. Let's just say you'll see.
Yeah, you'll see. I'm gonna stay quiet because there's not been a lot of progress on that been made lately. So,
fair. All right. Actually, do you want to keep hush on who wins? Just that.
No, I think it's fine because we haven't really talked much about it yet. We are not being subtle about what we're talking about.
Yeah, whatever. You know what? Just keep hush. But anyway.
I'm walking into the thing expecting Sarge to win, is what I'm gonna say. But I guess I'm open to being caught off guard. I guess I personally think okay. Well, I'll say this. I mean, I don't know how my associate feels about this. I guess we'll have to have a discussion about it. Well, there's two things. One is you all know about it because it was in the death battle, the 10 megaton bomb thing. First of all, yes, it's 10, not 50. We kind of established that already. But it's kind of been a question of, do we actually count it? Because it is admittedly a bit weird. And then on top of that, the freaking weapon descriptions in Team Fortress 2 are kind of wild. And wild in the sense that I don't know how to feel about them.
Oh boy. I mean, they're freaking mad in the games, which I assume Soldier has, but
because the thing is, one of the Soldier's weapons, I'm blanking on a lot of the details, so bear with me. I think one of the weapon descriptions for one of the Soldier's weapons is like, there was a blog about this a long time ago that went into it. Why am I blanking on this? Well, okay, I guess all I can say is that there's a weapon that if you take the description literally, then that weapon probably one-shot Sarge.
Oh. Okay.
But the problem with taking that literally is that the weapon descriptions of Team Fortress 2 are very much cartoonish in nature, and very much kind of like a lot, like, I don't know, flowery text is the right word I'm looking for, but there's a lot that goes into it.
Fair enough. All right. Well, but you should probably hold off just in case.
Yeah, I found the thing too. I'll talk about it off screen, but I did find it.
All right. Well, all right then.
I will say I want Sarge to win. That probably shouldn't come as a surprise. But,
yeah, fair enough. I kind of figured. Actually, real quick, roots for Ty Lilac and Astrobot. I mean, I imagine I know, but still.
Oh yeah, rooting Astrobot 100,000%.
And then rooting
But
Lilac, I'm guessing.
and then I would go Lilac for that.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured, but just get on record.
Yeah.
All right. I'm kind of surprised Richard didn't come in on Sarge Soldier at all, but
I mean, okay, so Sarge is the only character I have a connection to.
okay.
I mean, I love Sarge. I actually did rewatch Red vs. Blue, season 1, and season 2. Which, by the way, god dang it, Z-Dog, you could bitch about anything.
Okay.
If you haven't watched the show, you don't get it.
Okay.
It's a quote from the show. It's a quote from the show.
Oh.
God dang it! Now you both need.
I got it.
How are
It
we
took me a
supposed
minute,
to
but I
how
got
are we
it.
supposed to pick up chicks in a tank?
God damn it. Anyway,
Fair enough.
I do love Sarge. I actually have been wanting Sarge to be in Death Battle for a long time, but my biggest fear of that is that we're gonna have the stupid boomstick dad connection joke again. And
to be honest, I don't think so.
I hope
I've seen that
so.
fear- I've seen that fear thrown around a lot. I genuinely don't think so.
Okay, well, if it happens that I'm right, and they work it in some way, even the littlest thing like Boomstick saying, he kind of reminds me of somebody, then you both owe me 5 digital American dollars.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, even if we do get it, I imagine it's going to be something pretty small. Because the thing is
it
that
will. It probably
the whole thing from Macho Man versus Kool-Aid Man is that whole thing was basically serving as like the end of that era of jokes.
Yeah.
And it was a shitty end.
End of it all. Well, okay. Whether
Well,
quality or not,
regardless
it
of
was
what
the
you
end.
Yes, regardless of what I
Regardless of
think,
you feel about that,
past tense aside.
it was an ending. It was the ending we got. And like to kind of prove my point even further, they had a perfect opportunity to bring it back in Dio versus Alucard, literally the next episode, and they didn't.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. God dang it! I almost thought you were gonna say they had the Puma.
Stop. No.
Go rewatch Red vs. Blue seasons 1 through 5 if you haven't, everyone.
There you go. All right.
I'm actually I'm gonna say this. This is gonna blow your minds, and then we're moving on.
Okay.
I still, to this day, have not seen Red vs. Blue Restoration.
Really?
Excuse me?
The supposed finale of
Oh, that's right, the movie.
the movie.
Oh,
The supposed finale of the show. Still have not seen it.
Well, it's okay. Neither have I.
Well, you also haven't seen anything for Red vs. Blue past like season 10.
No, wrong, good sir. I haven't seen anything Red vs. Blue past season 14. Thank you very much. So I'm like, what, 2 seasons behind?
You're
Because season 14. Because season 14 was
Red
the
vs.
that wasn't that was the season where it was just it was the anthology, and that's where
Yes.
Carolina versus
Yeah.
Meta was. So there you go. That I haven't seen past season 14.
Red vs. Blue 0 counts as a season, right?
It does count as a season, yes. And
Then
no,
you are 4 seasons behind.
well, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah, you're not missing. You're not missing much.
Okay.
I mean, I think season 15 is like okay. Like it's probably worth watching.
Right. Yeah.
It's probably worth watching just to say that you did. Like you're not gonna get. It's not like painful to watch. I mean, I don't think the other seasons are that painful to watch either.
They're
but
just not as
good.
well written. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things where you could tell that they were starting to lose the magic of the show. And that, I mean, that sounds like, but that happens with like everything. If any show goes on for too long, then it's like.
Yeah, exactly. There's always like, look, you're never gonna be like fucking South Park, with all these zingers. But yeah, anyway, got way off topic. I'm sorry.
All good. I mean, I just want.
I would love to have. I would love to have Sarge on the show. Absolutely. I think Sarge should be in Death Battle. I mean, because we've had Carolina, we've had Meta, we've had the Reds and the Blues. So Sarge to get his own solo episode, I think that would be amazing.
No, I mean, okay, this will be the last thing, but I said this when Red vs. Blue came out, but I do think, like, regardless, please give Red vs. Blue a fight that's not against itself. I think we're past.
Okay, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Listen, I mean, this match or not, like, just do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to say it. I love both of the Red versus Blue fights we've got.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I think they are fantastic.
I mean, okay, well, Red and Blue, Red versus Blue episode is. I've already made my feelings known about that episode.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, but point is, like, look, I will never not.
Yeah, can we
get more?
At this point, can we get something can we get a Red versus Blue fight that isn't against themselves?
Exactly. Yeah, like that is important.
I feel like if we are going to get one, this will probably be the one. If I had to guess.
Yeah.
We'll Absolutely.
All right.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So next one is the one I told you about. So let's just get out of the way.
There's no build up to this.
Yeah, Oxide versus Wiz Pig.
Back in the corner I go, because I have nothing to contribute.
Yeah, sorry. But yes, I mean, I feel like just Crash alone, like being
alone,
here. Yeah. But I do feel like, I mean, okay, not to brag or anything, but I do feel like I kind of am the reason why you like. I feel I'm the one who introduced 100%. You to this matchup because because I like kart racers are my favorite genre of video game in general, and I feel like I had a liking to this fight before I played CTR because I have a lot of memories with Diddy Kong Racing, but like when I picked up Nitro Fueled, great game by the way, like I just like just like the dopamine or like for this matchup, like, oh, I need this in my life now, please. And then I feel like that kind of just pushed that onto you so much where I'm pretty sure I'm the reason the G1 block exists for this match in a way. Again,
in a sense, yeah.
Yeah, because I'll let you speak, but like, it just feels like this should be more popular than it is. It just feels like it's kind of perfect as a match. Like, I don't know, it's theme. So, it could be a difficult fight. Yeah.
So the thing is that the original Crash Team Racing and Diddy Kong Racing came out like roughly around the same time. I think actually, if I remember correctly, I think Benjamin made a comment about this. One of the like the prototype tracks in CTR is, or maybe it was the other way around. I forget. Anyway, one of the prototype tracks was inspired by one of the other games.
Yeah,
like it was,
the one in Diddy Kong Racing, Crescent Cove, that has a pirate ship, much like the first level in Crash Team Racing.
Yeah. Also, they Diddy Kong Race. All right. Which one came out first?
I think Crash.
I'm gonna find out.
All right. Well. Yeah. All right. Well, keep talking.
As a side note, can we please get a? I say this as someone who hasn't played it, but can we please get a re-release of Diddy Kong Racing?
Please.
And no, I'm not talking about the shitty DS version. Thanks. I think Diddy Kong Racing came out first. Yeah.
Okay.
It predates Crash Team Racing by about 2 years.
But
But
yeah, no,
yeah,
they,
even
it like the whole like rivalry between that is like,
yeah,
it just
and
feels like it should be more popular than it is.
and like Diddy Kong Racing has an expansive hub world where you can travel around and practice your driving skills.
Mm.
Doesn't that freaking sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then yeah, these two being the big bads, the alien conquerors, so to speak. I say big bad and big, literally in Wiz Pig's case. Yeah, I mean, if you know Diddy Kong Racing, which at this point you probably don't, because the unless you're a massive N64 fan, you probably only know this because it was released on the Nintendo DS and it was kind of dog shit.
Please give us an NSO release at least. It's something.
Yeah, an NSO release at least, because like one of the NSO, like literally one of the first NSO games to release was Banjo-Kazooie.
What was Banjo-Kazooie? Yeah.
Like how have we gotten this far and we still haven't gotten Diddy Kong Racing on there?
Who knows?
But anyway, yeah, and this kind of just leads into like you can like analyze the different power-ups from both kart racers. The only weird thing is that because Diddy Kong Racing is so like separate from Mario, it's like, do we like how much does Wiz Pig how high does Wiz Pig get on the Mario like echelon? The short answer is it's honestly just kind of impossible to know. Like at least Oxide, like he shows up in games outside of Crash Team Racing or other Crash kart racers like Nitro Kart. He shows up in like Crash Bash, but only for a Pong mini game, so screw it. Also it's Crash Bash, so screw that anyway. Although he does make an appearance in Crash on the Run.
Oh gosh, I
which
forgot
is
about
like
that.
which is like an actual Crash game, kind of, or it was before the servers went down, because yeah, Crash games have a really bad track record on when it comes to online stuff. I mean, as far as I know, the servers for Nitro Field are still up, so maybe. But the online in that game is kind of a mess. And then there's Crash on the Run and the poor soul that is Crash Team Rumble. I will never forgive the whatever gods forced that game into the ground.
Yeah. Tis a shame.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you know, like I was saying earlier, if you know Diddy Kong Racing, then you know why this is a thing. And it's fun. Like it brings in characters that you would never expect.
Yeah, exactly. Like of all characters, like these two from their franchise, I'm down for it. I love when weird characters like get versus spotlight, which is on this another reason why I probably lashed onto it, because like who the heck else was making matchups for these two at the time?
Yeah. Like what other versus debater out there is going to come up with a matchup for Nitrous Oxide of all people? Like the literal joke villain that Naughty Dog came up with as a literal jump the shark technique because they didn't give a shit about Crash Team Racing story. He's like deliberately out of nowhere and not really that great of a villain. just because Naughty Dog wanted to kill the Crash series with CTR. Whoops.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But yeah, and not only that, but he would appear in other games too. So again, Naughty Dog. Whoops. That's a well, Naughty Dog makes a mistake. Some things never change.
Yeah.
Anyways, before I start getting people on my back, even though I haven't played Diddy Kong Racing, I apologize for that. I didn't grow up with an N64. This game came out before I was born, so so you know, shut up. But Crash Team Racing and its remake are legitimately probably some of my favorite kart racers of all time. So, yeah. Well, I guess I would say that for the original game, but my copy that I have right now doesn't freaking work.
You're cursed when it comes to PS1 games, apparently.
I'm cursed when it comes to just Crash and Spyro games in general. I would go into more detail on that, but no. But no, Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled especially, like legitimately the definitive way to play the game. I will not hear arguments otherwise.
Yeah, no, it's a really good kart racer, I gotta say. So, and then if you can find a way to play Diddy Kong Racing, highly recommend. That's also great.
Yeah, just stay away from the DS version, please.
Yeah.
Just
all right.
If you can find any way to play it except for the DS version, unless you hate your lungs.
Goodness.
Unless you hate your lungs and you hate your touchscreen.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't think we need to go into who wins, considering you were on the blog. Yeah. So.
I wasn't on the blog. I made the blog.
Yeah, you made the blog. Without you, the blog wouldn't be a thing. So. Yeah. I mean, and
so read that. So, I don't know. Go read that, I guess.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. But I agree with the result, and yeah, that's basically it. All right. So next two are going to be interesting because next two are matchups I'm not sure you've heard of, but
oh boy,
I took shots in the dark with these next two, but I feel okay. This one I'm not sure. This next one I'm not sure on, but the one afterward I think it'll be one you like. So our next one has a character that you are looking. I put on here because not only do you like the game they come from, you've been looking for a matchup for them for a while, and I found a very interesting one in my eyes. So, our next matchup is Robin from Fire Emblem versus Dust from Dust and Elysian Tale.
Oh.
Yes. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sure you. Well, I mean, we did have in one of our bonus topics. I
want Dust and Death Battle.
Yeah, you're really passionate about Dust and Death Battle for a good reason. And so I wanted to try and find something for him, unique. And then I stumbled across this one, and it honestly sounds really interesting.
Yeah,
and
thinking on it.
You're also getting a little bit more into Fire Emblem because
a little bit, yeah. I watched
I watched
Max's Let's Play of Fire Emblem Awakening.
Yeah.
So yeah. I can kind of see it actually.
I can read what I found from the matchup if you want, but go on.
I know about the whole. I'm not like. It's been a minute since I've seen the Awakening Let's Play, so my knowledge on Robin is admittedly a touch rusty, but but I know about the whole like swordsman and magic thing, which that's definitely does apply to Dust.
Yeah.
Robin doesn't have. Does Robin suffer through amnesia? I forget.
I
feel like that's a thing.
Yes. I believe
Okay. I was like, I feel like I remember that being a thing, but again, it's been a minute. Because I know that was the big thing with Dust. But that's the whole like story beat behind Dust and Elysian Tale. You wake up as Dust with amnesia. Smile.
Yeah. If you want, I can read the little blurb I found about this.
Sure,
if you
go
want,
ahead.
a little more. And I will give, even though I haven't played it, I want to though. I will, just in case, give a spoiler warning for both. So maybe skip ahead a little bit.
Definitely spoiler warning.
So yeah, if you have any interest in either, maybe skip ahead. But this is what I found. Okay, 2 resurrected / reincarnated characters with amnesia who were once major antagonists, Cassius and Grima, who spend most of their games trying to find their place in the world and figure out who they really are. This culminates when they sacrifice their life to end a war, yada yada, and save those they care for, but they are teased to be resurrected once again after their game's events. That's the long and short of it.
Okay, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, no, what I know of Dust, I think this is a really interesting one. And I mean, I'm not an expert of Robin minus Smash Brothers, but I don't know. I feel like with Robin, what Robin has, I think you can make an interesting fight out of this. So,
I guess the thing that was kind of like fighting me for the longest time about a Dust matchup is the whole. I wanted to see something if I mean Robin doesn't have this, so ignore me. But I wanted to try to find something to kind of parallel off of the whole 2 souls thing that Dust goes through. So, well, okay, context. So we've already given a spoiler warning, so screw it. Context. So Dust is actually an amalgamation of 2 souls. One of a young, I don't think farm boy is the right word, but anyway. He's a village civilian named Jin. He's a group. He's what's called a Moonblood sympathizer. Basically, there's a race in Dust. They're called Moonbloods, and they're being hunted by the game's main villain. Semantics. You get it. The other soul is one of the villain's lieutenants named Cassius, and to make an extremely long story short, the 2 of them meet each other, fight each other, and then kill each other.
Oh, actually, I just had a well, it's too late now.
and then one of the Moonbloods takes their 2 souls and merges them together to form one being that will hopefully be their key player against the game's main villain, and thus that's Dust.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's kind of weird then, because I think you just kind of get like the shared blood of like a main villain, because Robin, I believe, was the host of Grima, who was the main baddie in Awakening. So I don't know.
I mean, it still kind of works. It's different details, but the general gist of it still works.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's just like they're amnesiacs, they're swordsmen, they have magic, and they die at the end of their games, kind of, sort of, maybe, not really.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It probably won't fully satiate you, but I think it is interesting enough that I at least wanted to try it. Like,
yeah, it's that.
I thought it was interesting enough.
That's fascinating. Actually, I never thought about that.
Right.
So, yeah, no, that sounds cool. I mean, the leading Dust matchup that I remember for the longest time was the JoJo pro tag.
Gappy.
Yeah, Gappy.
Yeah.
but I know next to nothing about him, so it wasn't really that matchup never really got that click with me that it probably would have if I had actually read part 8. But anyways,
Oh well. Yeah. Well, there you go.
yeah, no,
Well,
this sounds,
at
this
least I gave,
sounds,
at
no,
least
this
I
sounds
gave you
kinda cool.
one. Yeah, I at least gave you one to think about at the back of your mind. So we take those.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right, and I don't know how much you can say about roots and bets. But
Well, rooting Dust 1000%.
fair.
Bets I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea how strong Dust is.
Fair.
I guess a glance at versus battles wiki wouldn't be the worst idea. Let's see what they say.
Sure, why not?
Probably nothing great, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's around the building level range. So if that's true,
building
then
level.
if that's true, then probably I would imagine Robin probably wins. Because I know Fire Emblem gets ridiculous.
Yeah. Indeed. All right. Well, I'm glad you are pleasantly surprised by this next one, by this one, and I have a feeling you'll really like this next one, which we shall see. So with that, yeah. So I don't know how to lead up to this, so I'm just gonna say I'm curious what you'll think about it. That's all I'll say. So it is Sundowner from Metal Gear versus Sektor from Mortal Kombat.
Okay, that's a new one.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, I wanted to try and get something for Metal Gear Rising on here because I know you're a big fan of Raiden, so I mean, I figured.
Yeah.
Something I want to try. I didn't just want to do that.
Metal Gear Rising is in contention for my favorite game of all time. So
there you go. Yeah. So I wanted to try and do something that wasn't just Raiden. I wanted to try and challenge myself, and I have seen this one floating around. And I don't know. I think it sounds really intriguing, and you do like Mortal Kombat, so I figured.
I like Sektor.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm not 100%. What is the theme here? I am honestly kind of blanking.
Here, hold up. Oh,
I get they're both cyborgs. I get that.
Yeah. Here, hold
they're
on.
They're both cyborgs, and they're both kind of messed up people.
Okay, hold on. I got you. All right. Ruthless and high-ranking members of a warmongering organization that turns people into robots against their will for combat purposes. Both willingly turn themselves into cyborgs, fully embracing their cruel and violent nature in the process. Both would later face an experienced ninja who opposed their ideals and defaced from said organization, which led to their deaths. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
That is fair. The only thing that stuck out to me is okay. I don't think the Lin Kuei are warmongers, or at least they weren't. I mean, they definitely aren't now. But well, I mean, I know the Grandmaster is a piece of shit, so yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
But I always remembered even early Lin Kuei lore was that they fought for Earthrealm, but whatever. I mean, I guess after they turned everybody into cyborgs, they all started working for Shao Kahn, so
yeah.
I guess that's where they're going with that. So
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
This might be another one of those I get it, but I'm not sure if I vibe with it.
That's honestly kind of surprising, but
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm absolutely down for a Sundowner matchup for sure.
Yeah.
I cannot say no to a guy voiced by Crispin Freeman.
Yeah, his voice is great.
And I guess I am kind of interested to see what they would do with Sektor nowadays. I know we had a Sektor match already. I understand that, but I'm kind of interested to see what they do with him again.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree.
Even though he's kind of like a C-list Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah.
All things considered, which is a little upsetting. I'm gonna say this: being a fan of the Cyber Ninjas is kind of suffering, especially being a fan of Sektor, because okay, we had MK9, and that's all well and good. He shows up in that; he's playable in that. Cool. MKX, he dies off screen. Great start. And then Mortal Kombat 11, he shows up. He is a non-playable character. And then he gets deactivated, and then he shows up again, still not a playable character, and then dies.
Oh.
And then it's like, oh hey, MK1, he's back, except it's not actually him. Smile. Yeah, I'm not sure what they were. I'm not sure how I feel about Cyrax and Sektor and MK1. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah. I actually am not quite sure how I feel about this matchup.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, I get it. I think it can be kind of cool. The music would go hard. That's for damn sure. You can't have a Metal Gear Rising fight without it. I guess I'm just kind of like on the Clash and fighting styles. I mean, I guess I know Raiden was a ninja, but I don't know. Like,
nah, I guess he did use like. Is it because like sword? I guess higher frequency blade specific like that can be a bit hard to work around.
Oh yeah, if Sundowner gets anywhere near Sektor's level of power, then he's just gonna cut through him like butter. Because those high frequency blades are something else. But I wasn't even thinking about that because like Sundowner's kind of like. The main thing about Sundowner is that he starts off the fight as a very defensive character. He has shields that if you hit them, they explode. So don't hit them. But once you actually like get rid of them, then he starts using his two swords, which he can use like scissors. And it's honestly kind of brutal. But he also kind of strikes me as like actually using his weapons when you beat him, they are incredibly slow, but they hit like a semi truck. I'm just kind of like not 100% sure how that could match with someone like Sektor, who's all about the like speed, the speed, nimbleness, and hand-to-hand combat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, I go. That makes more sense.
And again, I know Raiden was a ninja. I understand that, but I think you can understand the difference between him and Sektor as fighters. I shouldn't have to explain. I shouldn't have to explain that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if they can make it work, then yeah, obviously go for it.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. This one's kind of weird to me.
Okay, well, nah. I did say I wanted to take a swing with both them, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And I'm well. You said that thing about Sundowner if he's close in power, like, which I'd have no
Yeah,
clue.
Yeah, if Sundowner is, here's the thing: if Sundowner is as strong as Sektor, like say their strengths are even, Sundowner's probably stomping. Just off the fact that he has the high frequency blades, though, like with equal strength, those are gonna cut through Sektor like a hot knife through butter. Like Sektor. Sektor needs to have a pretty sizable stat advantage to win this fight. I feel.
Which I have no. I mean, he's probably slower regardless. I have no idea where. Pretty key.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat stats are wild right now. I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling Sundowner is faster regardless, just because Lamau Metal Gear, at least fighting.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's just a guess, but. All right.
I feel like I kind of remember some like faster than light shit in Metal Gear, some of the earlier Metal Gear games.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sundowner's probably faster.
There you go. All right.
In which case, oh god, strength save Sektor. Holy shit.
Yeah. Ah well.
Anyway.
I lost one. He lost one battle. What's another one? In death battle, at least. All right. So now the midway point of what I had planned. All right. Yeah, I mean, we actually did talk about this one on the cast recently, so I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. We have Anne Buchoy versus Lunoa.
This does not need much explanation.
No, it does not.
I was gonna say, I mean, I'm the reason I got both of you, let alone Bro, into this, into the series. You both loved it, and it's just a good match. What can I say? Yeah.
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 Yeah. I don't think there's really anything more we can say on this. This is gonna be the quickest part of this video ever. Which is a shame because this is probably still one of my favorite fights we brought up.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
I don't think there's anything to say. I don't think there's anything we can say.
Nope.
Just do it and watch both series if you haven't. That's
Agreed.
it.
Yeah.
I guess, did we bring up who we think wins last?
Nope, and I don't believe so, and I kind of want to keep it that way.
All right. That sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just again, watch both shows if you haven't. They're masterpieces.
I will say I have no idea who I will. The only thing I'm gonna say is I have no idea who I actually want to win.
Fair.
And
I mean, I have my biases.
yeah, I'm biased towards Anne. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But and both are great. Don't get me wrong.
They are.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, next match. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah. No, I mean, we at least we talked about this one before. If they want more, we just go back to that. And and might be talking about this one a little more in the future. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right. So, funny how this worked out because we go from one matchup where I showed you this, I got you into both series versus one where you got me into one of the series, at least the specific version. So this one, I'm also interested on your thoughts because it is a bit out there.
Here it comes.
In a way, but
I think I have a.
Just say it.
All right, I don't know if you would do. So this is Armada Optimus versus Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, okay. That went in a completely different direction.
Okay. I knew it was going to be Armada. I knew that for sure.
Yeah.
That's what I meant earlier.
I kind of had to represent it here. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
We all went through Armada, and I really liked it. And even besides that, I had to get some version of Optimus Prime in here. It's almost like he's your favorite character. It's almost like he's your favorite character ever.
Yeah.
And
So I've heard this one before.
I was gonna say, like, I mean, it's also a case where, like, Sonic, one of your biggest, one of your favorite series of all time, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Mhm.
I think I kind of like this one, on the sounds of it.
Yeah.
But I'm curious.
I think I get it. I think I understand the pairing here. I feel like, and this might be a little surprising for me to swap out a Sonic character for this. But I've honestly gotten quite a bit attached to Optimus versus, at the very least, GT Goku.
Okay. Well, okay. To be fair, I was debating switching that out for this,
Yeah,
but
I honestly, I think the way to okay, I've heard two ways to do that. It was either Armada Optimus versus GT Goku, or Unicron trilogy as a whole Optimus versus Xeno Goku.
Jeez.
And that one I'm I'm leaning more towards that one.
Okay.
Just because, like, one of these days we need to watch Transformers Cybertron together.
Yeah, we do.
Because in the simplest of terms, Transformers Cybertron is basically Transformers Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like, in the simplest of terms, I can't describe it any better than that without us actually watching it.
No, I get it.
But and I've said this on podcasts before, but it is basically as close to Dragon Ball as Transformers has ever gotten, as far as like tone and scale.
Right.
I guess the only thing I will say, because I also don't want to, if we're gonna go through it together, I don't want to spoil anything. The main plot of Cybertron is basically them trying to destroy a universe-destroying black hole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great.
Like, they're basically trying to find MacGuffin devices that will power up, that would basically power up Primus. I'm not making this up. And with his power, they can save the universe from a black hole that basically was caused thanks to Unicron's destruction.
Oh, great. Well,
So
I see the comparison.
So, yeah.
I see the comparison.
yeah, Transformers Cybertron gets a little wild.
Yeah. But
I mean, the Unicron trilogy as a whole is kind of busted, but
yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
But reeling it back a bit to I mean, yeah, about Sonic, like
yeah.
I won't deny I do think GT Goku could also be cool, but I don't know. I for those purposes, I just felt like, with you liking Sonic way more than you like Dragon Ball was my thought process.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
too.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would absolutely be down to reanalyze Sonic for sure. Especially after what we did with Bowser versus Eggman. Having a collective thought on Sonic himself would be really nice to have.
Yeah.
So yeah, for sure. I'm not sure if this matches it, but okay. The way I see it, if this does happen, I'd be super down for it because it just features both characters. Like that's really it. I really don't have much of a thought on the matchup itself. It's just kind of a case where it's like, it's just these two characters. If seeing them at all is good enough for me. Even if I'm not like 100% sure on the match itself.
Fair.
Yeah, I don't really have much of a comment on this one.
All right. Well,
I'm down for both. Can we? I know I say this all the time, but I cannot stress this enough. Can we please, God, get Transformers representation that's not G1?
Yeah, I agree.
Unicron was a good start, but we can but that's different.
Yeah.
That's a special case. Unicron was a special case. So there's over 40 years of stuff to work with this franchise. Let's branch out a little bit.
Yeah. I agree. Someday.
Yeah.
Hopefully. All right. And I guess again, I'm curious who you're rooting on both ends on this one, rooting and bet.
To be honest, I'm not sure on both portions. I know it's like, what, you're not 100% sure that you're rooting for Optimus Prime, but to be honest, before anyone misquotes me, I do really like this version of Optimus, but he was never my favorite. He was never my favorite version of Optimus. So, and like, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. You know how much of a fan I am of that. Like, I can't root against my boy. And like, honestly, I'm gonna say this. I feel like I've become a much bigger Sonic fan after Bowser vs. Eggman. After like all the stuff we did for that.
Yeah.
All the work that went into that, and then really just the episode itself. And then also it coming out at the same time that Sonic X Shadow did.
Yeah.
Fantastic timing. Which, by the way, goated game. Oh my god. Okay, the Sonic generation stuff, that's just kind of pretty good. Like that's only really as good as it is because the original game is really good. The Shadow generation side, oh my god, that's some of the best Sonic. That's some of the best Sonic gameplay in years. So yeah, definitely play those games. Definitely play that collection.
I need you. I really need you.
Yes, you do.
All right. Well,
And I wish I could say more on the matter, but I don't want to spoil it. So.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just move on then.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I had no idea who wins this.
Yeah.
Is this just okay? Question: is this just sticking to Armada, or are we branching out?
I think.
Or is this the whole trilogy?
I need to double. I'm pretty sure it's meant to be. Like my thought was just
Okay,
Armada, but I think it does work with the trilogy. So
The reason why I ask is because if it's just Armada, I imagine Sonic probably wins.
right. I think it does also work if you do the trilogy. So.
But if it's the whole trilogy, I have no idea. I need to
Okay.
look into that.
Fair. I don't know. I think you could make it work either way, but just because it's closer, I think. I don't know. Just because I'm certain I want to say it's the trilogy, just because, but I don't know. So.
Although I guess the Matrix is kind of busted. All right, never mind. All right, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well,
moving on.
we'll think about that later. All right, next one.
Yeah.
Next one. One that unfortunately I feel like a matchup that has a little too much hate behind it. Honestly, not gonna lie. So
Oh boy.
it's gonna be interesting. We have Satsuki versus Vergil. DMC versus Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously I wanted to get something Devil May Cry related on here, and you know,
You picked the
Vergil-
right character.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right? Like, I felt like Vergil, like, you know, one of your favorite characters ever, yada yada. And out of his many matchups, I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like, I mean, you have shown to have a liking towards Satsuki. I feel like partially because of me, and you know, I also feel like, I mean, obviously, Todoroki is one thing, but I also feel like I am part of the reason you started watching Kill la Kill, like, you know, like kept talking about it a lot. So
yeah, a little bit. I mean, it was that, and then it was just good timing with
Shadow
Ryuko, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, this is cool. I like this match a lot.
Yeah. No, I've said it once. I think this one gets a bit too much flack, honestly. But
yeah, I mean, honestly, quite honestly, I'm honestly down for whatever for a Vergil run back.
Yeah.
His matchup spread is pretty solid. So even if it ends up not being Satsuki, then all right, whatever. The only thing is, okay, as long as Satsuki doesn't fight Bruno, doesn't fight Buchoy, because that match does not work. I'm just gonna say that right now.
I'll hold my tongue.
I do not believe that match works. And I can say that now because I've seen part 5. I've seen JoJo part 5.
Right.
So yeah. And this match especially has kind of gotten a bit more interesting for me after some recent Kill la Kill reevaluation.
Yep.
I was like, what? I mean, really, kind of just reevaluation of both, really. I know, like, Devil May Cry has always been kind of in this weird state where like nobody can agree on how powerful it is. I think we actually got a solid. I say we as if I did anything for it, but we had a solid foundation built upon in a more recent Vergil blog that came out. So there's that. Actually, now that I think about it, Vergil and Satsuki both had some pretty solid blogs come out lately. So yeah, that's interesting. I'm actually curious to compare the two. Yeah. Oh, I should do that. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who wins this anymore.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
I imagine if Vergil is faster, then he might win, because Yamato has some pretty crazy hacks to it.
Right.
I guess it's just kind of a question of is he faster and is he tough enough to not get one shot so that his healing factor can come in clutch. Because I'm gonna say this, even if Satsuki is like a little bit stronger, then better speed, healing abilities, and potential durability by passing hacks with Yamato. That's a pretty solid combination to have.
That's a pretty good one. Pretty good to have in any fight.
So, I mean, if you put a gun to my head and made me pick who I think wins, I'd probably say Vergil, like right out the gate. I don't like, even though that Satsuki blog was like relatively recent, I actually do not remember their speed stats at all.
Right.
So meanwhile the Vergil one came out like a month ago, so I have a little bit of memory on that one. So
a little bit more recent.
yeah. So yeah, if I had to guess, I'd probably guess Vergil to be faster, and then Yamato is just gonna cut right through her.
Yeah.
That's what I would guess. That's what I would guess, but I honestly have no idea anymore. Kill la Kill just got like the biggest buff it could ever ask for. So,
you know, we take those.
And if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, Kill la Kill If is canon.
Yeah. Yep.
And Kill la Kill If is canon, and nobody knew.
And that's got to be fun. Yeah, no, reading that blog, I was pleasantly surprised on how the buffing got.
Yeah.
Man.
So yeah, that's cool. And then I mean, should it really be a surprise that I want Vergil to win this? Does that surprise anybody?
No.
Don't get me wrong, I like Kill la Kill. I like Satsuki quite a bit, but
It's Vergil.
It's Vergil. Like, I mean, look at me. Like, look at my character. The inspiration should be obvious.
Yeah. Gosh.
Anyway.
There you go. Yeah. Indeed. All right. Oh boy, these next two. I assume we're moving on.
Yeah. Let's move on.
All right. Yeah, these next two. I'm just gonna say I think they're gonna be negatives on ones we want to see, but the reasons I put them here are very strong. Trust me.
Okay.
In fact, you know what? This next one uses one that was used has a character that was used just last year. But yeah, that, you know what? That being yeah, Among Us versus the Impostor. Yes. So, I mean, I had to put something.
Wait, hold on. Okay, pause. I did not catch that. Can we try that again?
Okay.
I got Among Us.
Among Us, the Pokemon versus the Impostor from Among Us.
Oh, Among Us. Okay.
Among Us, the Pokemon.
Okay. Yeah.
Pokemon.
I got it. Yeah.
All right, gotta love my quality, gosh.
No, it's my Discord. It's having a moment.
Yeah, great. Well, hopefully it doesn't. Gotta love Discord sometimes. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, this one's basically just really quick. I wanted to have something with Among Us on here, considering, you know, one of the biggest games we play.
Yeah.
Have a lot of good memories in that game, and yeah, even despite how recently he was used, I wanted to have him here. And I don't know, I just think this match is funny. That's basically it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you weren't kidding about the negative though, because
yeah.
because I get it, a similar name, it's funny, but no.
I mean, I know there's something about haha, like they blend in or whatever. I think, I don't know, whatever.
I actually know next to nothing about Among Us, so
yeah.
So I haven't got. I should probably stop talking. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was about to say something, but that's spoilers. So.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I mean, short and simple. Yes, it's funny, but no.
Yeah, this is mostly here for Among Us. I don't know. The opponent really didn't matter. I'll be honest, even though I still find it funny. I don't know. I probably should, like, mostly, like I said, I want, like, most of these I just wanted to have, like, the connection to you more so, like, if you wanted an actual fight. So
Yeah. No, 100%.
there will be some.
I got it.
there will be some that like yeah, like even if we like it in general, like not for death battle. So
Yeah.
yeah.
We got the Among Us match we could ask for, so I'm
Yeah,
chilling.
exactly. DBX though, no, probably not. That's assuming DBX comes back, hopefully. But anyway, yeah,
One day.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if we should. I mean, I feel like if you have any input on who wins, I don't know.
Nope.
Okay. Gut feeling probably Impostor. That's just it. Because I have no idea. I mean, unless it's like a specific version, but whatever. All right, nice and simple. Moving on.
Yeah.
All right. Oh boy, this one's gonna be a throwback.
Oh boy.
Okay. So this is a matchup a previous versus show used to did actually, which is the main reason why I put it on here. So it also has a character that was used rather recently. It is SpongeBob versus Larry Boy.
Wow.
Yeah,
God
that's
damn it.
what a hell of a throwback. So yeah,
Yeah.
So this is here for a couple of reasons.
Most
I mean,
people are gonna have no idea why this is a thing.
yeah. Oh wow. But no. So I mean, I probably will elaborate a little. But so yeah, so this is here for a couple of reasons. All right, you were a fan of VeggieTales. I mean, I'd say that like you still probably aren't. You are an enjoyer of VeggieTales, high quality.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it. Yes.
Yeah. And I thought it'd be fun to get something for him, and this in particular was a we actually this is gonna be a throwback to old viewers. We actually did a prediction on for an old versus show called Universes by Leopold the Brave, and it was. I mean, I feel like the Universes community was also a big like bonding point. I mean, I think I actually first met you in the Leopold the Brave server, actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
I was something on Discord. It was either that or the crossover X server, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's big reason why we met. And yeah, no, when this match was talked about, it was a big discourse between us. I know we were on very opposite sides on who would win back then. So yeah, no, I felt like this is a big, a big throwback.
I'm gonna say this right now. I don't think we're on opposite sides anymore.
Nah. Yeah, after.
And I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't think I need to elaborate on that.
Nah. Yeah. No. I just have very, I don't know, nostalgia about this match and how kind of heated we were on it. Oddly, well, not heated. Maybe that's the wrong word, but.
No, heated's definitely not the right word.
I don't know. We were very competitive on who would win this. So, and again, you know that show being a very big, like, aside from the podcast, I feel like that was a big part of how we met. So I figured having something as a homage to it would be nice. So
for no particular reason, I have to know if that video even still exists.
It does. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, I can look it up real quick.
I'm looking it up right now. Oh, it does. It does still exist. Oh my god.
Yep. Yes.
It does, and so does our video on it. If you care, I don't.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Look at me hating my old content. There's a surprise. Um. Okay. Well, again, this is kind of in a similar boat as Ty versus Lilac, in the sense of like, it's a funny little nostalgic throwback, but also, God no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have no idea how I would ever react if Larry Boy actually does get on Death Metal, because that shit just sounds wild.
Oh god. And then he has a popular matchup, like it or not. So
He does. He definitely does. But, I don't know how. I think I told Ben something similar when I was at RTX. Because that came up in conversation. Because that particular matchup got a little spike in popularity when talking about the was it the Champions Ballot? Yeah. There was just a little spike in popularity. During that time, and obviously RTX was after that, so that conversation came up and I was like, dude, I don't I don't know how I'd feel. I mean, in the sense of like, I'd be thrilled at to start, because like I for sure.
yeah.
But then you remember this
Yeah.
this is a Christian character. This is a very Christian coded character. Not just that, but very much targeted towards children. And I'm just gonna say this: if you thought that their reason for My Little Pony not getting like, if you recall what they said about why Twilight's death wasn't as gruesome as it could have been, yeah, just imagine that, but on steroids. Because
Yeah.
if any children are gonna watch Death Battle, they'd watch it when VeggieTales shows up.
Stars. Yeah. There's still part of me that's like I don't know. There's still a part of me that wants to see them tackle it just because nostalgia, and I think it'd be fun. But like,
oh, it would be hilarious. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Like, in a sense, I would pop the hell off for it. But that might be a case where it's like, once it happens, if it gets announced, I'll be like, oh hell yeah. And then it happens, and then I'm like, oh, this is gonna be freaking weird, and not in a good way.
I mean, I don't know. There's still part of me that like feels like they could do it in a. I don't know. There's part of me that wants to feel they could handle it without it being weird, but I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the main thing for me is, okay, assume Larry Boy wins for a second. I know in this matchup he doesn't. I'm just gonna say that right now. But
Yeah, there you go.
but ignore this matchup for a second. Just put Larry Boy in a death battle. Assume he wins. How in God's name, and don't mean that as a pun, are they gonna end it? That's the question.
Yeah.
So yeah. This would be a weird one for sure. And at this point, I don't know if I mean weird in a good way. Like with Among Us versus Fall Guys. So
All right.
Yeah, that's all I have to say on the matter.
Gosh. Yeah, I was wondering how you would react to this one being here, honestly, but yeah. I don't know. All right, so we have 4 more to go. Well, technically 5 more, but yeah, we can make this work. All right.
I'm
So,
curious what the secret 5th one is.
all right, you'll find out.
Okay.
Okay, this next one. Okay, so I wanted to try, like, I kind of wanted to do what Death Metal does, with these and have like the 13th spot be something scary, or like kind of like a Halloween celebration. Problem is,
I don't like horror movies.
yeah, you're not much of a horror connoisseur, so that made it a little more difficult.
Yeah.
To decide on one here, but I think I made a decent compromise at least. I mean, it's not. I don't know. I think these characters are scary enough that you can make it work. I don't know. It's close enough, but
well, I mean, keep in mind that one of our Halloween fights, at least potential Halloween fights, was Scooby versus Courage. So, like those characters, like those characters are not scary. In fact, quite the opposite.
Yeah, fair enough.
But they are placed in scary situations.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I picked like the scare, like, I don't know. It's not specifically horror, like a horror match, but I think it's, I don't know. You could do something with it that make it spooky enough. It's Jafar versus Maleficent.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. Like,
so much build up for that, but yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it probably doesn't work as well as I'm thinking it, but I don't know. It's a cool match, and again,
I don't care. It's a dope match.
Yeah, there you go. You like the match, and I mean, it is your first written script you've done, which again, go read it if you haven't.
I also did like half of the work on the G1 blog of this very same match, which go read that too.
There you go.
So, yeah. Well, okay. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't take as much that much credit. So that blog was like 50% Speedy, like 40% me, and then 10% everybody else. Everybody that joined on when that blog became open. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just cool match. You like it? Yeah. That's.
Yeah, and I I don't really think I can comment too much on it because I mean I do like it. I watched Sleeping Beauty for the first time, writing that thing, and anyway, I'm also a super massive gargantuan Aladdin fan.
There you go.
And I grew up with a family that's also super massive gargantuan Aladdin fans. So this matchup is perfect for that.
There you go.
So yeah, can we get it, please? Thanks. Helps that spoilers. Jafar wins.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah. There you go. He's cool. He's pretty cool. Yeah, no, do it. I agree. I concur 100%. All right. Well, yeah, nice and quick.
Oh, also you gotta include the birds, and you gotta get a solid impersonist of Gilbert Gottfried. Have fun with that, fellers.
Indeed.
Whoever's gonna, if that does happen, if we do get a Yago in this fight, whoever voices him is gonna have a freaking field day. That's for sure.
Indeed.
I mean, I feel like any character voiced by Gilbert
Sure.
Gottfried is you can just hear it. He's having a good time.
Oh yeah.
Or he was.
For
May he rest in peace.
Indeed. 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 All right.
Anyway, so what are we
Anyway.
on now? Like episode 14?
14. Yes. All right. Yes. This one's gonna be interesting because yeah, this next matchup is based on a little agreement we had forever ago. That's the main reason it's here. It
boy.
is. Yep, it is Weiss versus Todoroki. Weiss Schnee versus Shoto Todoroki.
Yay, another one I can talk about. Or
There you
contribute
go.
something to.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I feel like this one. I mean, I guess the viewers wouldn't know this, but forever ago, back when it was forever ago. Let's just put it there. Me and Bro actually made a bet to each other, or an agreement to each
Yes.
other, about both My Hero and Ruby. That's kind of how we both got into each series, actually, in a way. I mean, we were both interested in the other for a while, but that was the big push for now.
Yeah, basically, I told Z-Dog that if he watches Ruby, I'll watch My Hero
You
Academia.
watch My Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we did it. We both fell off hard, but we did it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I need to get back to Ruby and My Hero, but yeah, I wanted to have at least a My Hero versus Ruby matchup to fill that thing, and I feel like this is the one that this will be the most positive Ruby My Hero matchup you'll get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, I don't know. There's a few more I like, but I know you are very not.
I know. No.
It's a very.
But it's also
slow.
probably, but also between the two franchises, it's probably the best you're gonna get. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it's a good matchup. So.
I mean, I know I had Crow versus Aizawa for a while, but that match fell off hard for me.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get why this is a comparison. Both grew up with, honestly, really just kind of, I mean, okay, their moms were trying. Emphasis on trying. They weren't great, but they were trying.
Yeah.
And their dads were shit people.
Yeah.
The only difference in this regard is that you haven't seen past volume 6. I should probably stop talking then.
No. I kept. I didn't watch it, but I kept up through general.
I'm talking about Z-Dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah. What he said.
No, I need to get
Yeah,
back on
I
that
was-
right eventually.
I was about to.
I mean,
I'm
I remember.
I'm glad I caught
Yeah.
myself because I was about to drop probably a pretty big spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
you
mean,
were.
I think I watched I tried watching the first 4 or so episodes of Volume 7, and I liked what I saw of it. It's just I never went back.
If I could ever find, if we could ever find time, maybe on the next match that you and I aren't on, maybe we can breeze through volume 7 through 9.
I'm down for that.
Assuming it gets on anything that I can actually we can actually watch it on, because obviously Rooster Teeth went down, and then it was on
Yeah.
RT Archive. It was on that RT Archive, but then Ruby got bought by Viz, and now it's all gone. So
That's what we in the business call we do a little yar har fiddle-dee-deeing, I believe.
What?
It's pirating.
pirating.
Oh.
I was I'll explain it later. If any of you get
Anyway.
if any of you viewers get it, I respect. Anyway, but yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
So I get it. I don't like the contrast between the two. I don't like the contrasting fighting styles between the two. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Fair enough.
Weiss being mostly like more up close and personal. I mean, she does have ranged options, I know, but she mostly fights with her sword. And then Todoroki fighting with fire and ice, mostly keeping at a distance. I get that to some, like having a like a long range fighter versus close range fighter is like a super fascinating concept, and we had that with like Killua versus Mitsuka. The difference is that in Killua versus Mitsuka's case, if Killua actually stayed up close, he probably could have won. Weiss isn't winning no matter what you do. So
yeah.
Although I guess I can say that this can probably work if because we apparently we as a community apparently have this obsession with putting RWBY characters up against these like cosmic tier franchises. Freaking Blake had it really got the longest end of the stick. So like Blake got lucky fighting someone like fighting someone from Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
Freaking putting Yang up against a Final Fantasy character. I know she won, but shut up. Putting Weiss up against a Persona character, and now we're putting Ruby up against now we have Ruby versus Maka coming up later.
Yeah, funny how that all just works.
Like, what is it with us and putting Ruby characters up against these like super cosmic tier franchises that they have no hope of beating?
I mean, at least all of them made sense.
I mean, yeah, I guess like as matchups they work, but then you remember that their opponents are crazy overpowered. I'm not even saying, because I know Ruby has this like reputation of like, oh, they always lose their matchups, and I understand that. But at least like a good chunk of their matchups are against characters that are not entirely out of their league.
Yeah.
Like in this case, like yeah, Weiss loses to Todoroki, but you can at least squint at this matchup and be like, yeah, I can see how this is a fight.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's probably just
even
different
still
ways
though,
people making matchups. That I don't know. People might care more about the themes rather than. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I care. No, I definitely care a lot more about the themes. It's just.
No, I get that. I get like having Ruby fight someone like on their own.
Yeah, it's just Ruby. That's the thing. It's just Ruby.
Yeah.
It happens with Ruby so many times, and as a big Ruby fan, I'm kind of sick of it.
I mean, I don't know. Part of me wants to say that's more on, like, it's more on just the verses they're up against rather than Ruby itself being weak. I don't know.
Well, you say that, and you'd be right, but
I don't know.
Everyone else might say differently, and that's the problem.
No, I don't know.
And even in a bonus episode, we can't resist talking about the community. All right, is this a good point to move on?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know. Well. All right. Yes, we have our penultimate of this basically. All right. So again, this is okay. I'll say this is actually the last one that's a normal fight, because the last one I have would not be a normal fight in my eyes, and you'll understand what I'm talking about in a few. So, I mean, I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. We have Cortex versus Ripto. It's...
I was wondering if this would come out.
Really shooting for the stars, aren't you?
Yes, I am. God. All right. So yes, I mean, it's Crash and Spyro, and it's the counterpart of one.
Oh, gee, I wonder why you picked this one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, especially not like you didn't just do the Cortex voice, bro.
Yeah, totally.
It's almost like these two franchises played more of a integral role of in my childhood than Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. To be fair, for a second, there was a sliver of my brain that was debating on doing Cortex versus Nefarious from Ratchet and Clank. There was the slightest.
I'm glad you did this instead.
No, like, okay. I do really like Cortex versus Nefarious, but this Cortex actually stands a chance. I'm sorry, that might have not picked up. Yeah, with this Cortex, actually stands a chance against his opponent.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do you one better. I'm like 99% sure he wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
No, I because I don't like, because Ripto isn't into Legends games, is he?
No, he's not. No, he's specifically from the classics.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I'm gonna say this. I do think the classic era of Spyro is ungodly under-researched. I'm sure. I mean, I remember hearing a while ago, hearing some like storm feet from the DS game that everybody hates. So I'd have to look into that myself. I haven't seen much discussion on it, but I'd need to check it out for myself. But even if that's true, Crash Bandicoot has kind of risen to a point that it's becoming quite hard to beat. In fact, I'll say this: even if Ripto did show up in the Legend of Spyro series, I'd probably still try to make an argument that Cortex could win this fight.
Really? That's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
And assuming you get us all the Spyro stuff, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, obviously he doesn't, nor does any of the villains from the original games.
No.
In fact, the only Spyro characters to show up in the Legends trilogy are Spyro, obviously Sparks, again, obviously, and Hunter. And I'm pretty sure that's it.
Gosh.
And even then, just looking at them, Hunter especially, I don't think you can argue they're the same character. But that's a story for another day.
Right.
But yeah, okay. Right out the gate, this is one of my most wanted fights. But I've said this in the Death Metal server, but no joke, I will take whatever Cortex match I can get. Just let me voice him. I swear to God.
I was gonna say, yeah. I figured that's
like I know that's like wow, okay, sure, but I'm being like 100% serious when I say that. Like, I don't know how I can make that happen, but I want to reach out and be like, hey, by the way, how the hell do I audition for this show to voice in the show? Because I swear to God, I'll do it.
I mean, it's probably more open than ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have no idea. And if I was to do, I'm putting this on record. So if anybody from the show is watching this, they're not. But if they are, if I ever did audition for the show, if there was ever any one role, if I just had to get one,
Mhm.
it's Cortex, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Like if I could only voice in one episode, I would pick a Cortex episode. No hesitation. Let me voice this man, and you can do what. Like I said it in the server a couple days ago. I did the God of War meme. It's like, let me voice Cortex, and my life is yours.
and my life is yours.
And I mean that 100%. That's not a joke.
Yeah.
Please let me do it.
Yeah.
I have videos of me doing it, of me doing the voice, and I'm trying to make it. I did that one like last year, expecting that to become a kind of regular thing. It didn't. But I'm planning on ways to do it again. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, okay, for me personally, yeah, if I had to pick a Cortex fight, I'd go with Ripto, because again, I'm a Spyro fan, and this match kind of works. Like it's kind of a sense of like it's science versus magic. It's obviously Crash and Spyro both have quite a history with each other. And something some people might not know is both actually have giant monster forms.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that too.
Why not?
So you'd be surprised how well this match kind of works. And it's not just because, they're the villains of Crash and Spyro. We had that match before, so let's do it again. No, it works a lot more than that. Personally, I know you mentioned Nefarious. I've personally never been huge into that one. I mean, again,
aside from biases,
if it means like,
no, I'm kidding.
I mean, again, if it means I get to voice Cortex, I'll take it. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I've seen a few other Cortex matchups, and aside from Ripto, not a lot of them really like click with me.
Yeah. I mean, I know Dr. Zomboss is also a big one.
Yeah, that was another one. That was another one. Yeah.
I'm honestly kind of on myself.
Yeah, and that's crazy because if I'm reading the situation correctly, that might be the most likely one.
Probably, I don't know.
Which is like, okay. I mean, I guess I'll take it over Nefarious, I guess.
Yeah, deep down.
I mean, any investment I'd have in the opponent would be gone, but
yeah,
it sounds like a more balanced fight at least. So I guess there's that. Unless Plants vs Zombies is secretly freaking cracked.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that another day because.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anyways, Cortex versus Ripto is actually a fight.
Yeah, there you go.
So there's that too.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I was wondering if you'd mention a Cortex fight, because I was like, is the voice going to come out?
Yeah. So I mean, like even if it wasn't Ripto, I feel like I wanted to get Cortex on here, like somehow, and
yeah.
I mean, I knew there were like not a lot of Cortex matchups you like, so I'll just go with the one you actually solidly like. So
yeah, even
if I do prefer other ones, but I mean, not that I don't think this could be cool, because I do think it has potential, but yeah.
Z-Dog, play Spyro.
I do need to.
You have no excuse. The Reignited Trilogy is on Switch. You have no excuse.
Yeah, I really have no excuse except time. Yeah, I'll get there eventually, and I'll let you know when. Yeah. All right. Hey, speaking of games I've played, and you know, maybe ones we've played together. We have the main finale. So, you know, I mentioned this one wouldn't be a normal fight in my eyes, and yeah, no, it wouldn't. So I feel like this is probably one of the ones you probably should have expected, honestly, if you caught on. So for the main finale, we have Phoenix Wright versus Makoto Naegi from Danganronpa.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wondered it. I wondered if this one was coming up.
Yeah, no, yeah. So I feel like this is one of the biggest ones. Yeah, obviously we played. We did play and record the first Ace Attorney game together. We had such a good time. I love doing that. Like even if those videos never go up, I'm so glad we did that. And I really want to do the sequels eventually.
Honestly, at this point, I'm like tempted to just hire an editor just for those.
Yeah, you know what?
My God, I just don't have it anymore.
Yeah. Hey, no, any editors in the chat? You know, wink, wink. But yeah, because no, that playthrough was really fun. I mean, it was. Part of me is debating doing it myself, but I don't know how I would do. I mean, it might be worth a shot. We'll see. Anyway,
at the very least, I'm just gonna say this. At the very least, if I can get someone to like cut it down, it's like cut out all of the stuff that doesn't need to be there. Yeah. Like if I can get someone to do that, I could probably handle like some of the more crazier visual edits. I just need that because that is so time consuming for me. And I get to it and I'm like, all right, let's get this cut down, and then like 10 minutes in, I'm like, I'm gonna freaking fall asleep.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, well, we can talk about that later. But no, even if it, like I said, even if it never goes up, like I really enjoy doing that, and you know, I would like to play the other games eventually with you, if possible. And you know, I mean, obviously, like as for his opponent, I mean, it kind of had to be Makoto. Like, it is the big one for Phoenix for good reason. There's part of me that wanted to do Shuichi because bias, but you know, whatever.
No.
Yeah, no, it has to be Makoto. If it does, but yeah.
The alternative is Professor Layton.
Yeah. But yeah.
And that should be obvious. It should be obvious as to why.
Yeah, but no, I'm in full support of this one, and you know, you have been. I mean, you at least watched playthroughs of the Danganronpa games and enjoyed them, so that's something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will say, this is probably a match I'll push harder after Light versus Columbo.
After like Columbo, yeah.
I want to see what they do with that one, as sort of like a different approach.
Test run.
Because obviously that one's not going to be a traditional fight. Hell, it might not even be much of a fight at all. So I kind of want to see what they do with that, and if that ends up being really good, then yeah, I'm gonna push this fight hard.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, because I hope like Columbo like inspires more fights like this, honestly. But
Here.
We'll see. We will see.
I will say an alternative to this fight that I do think is kind of interesting. It's still the same general matchup, but
Nope.
But an alternative is to do this fight, but throw in Maya and Kyoko. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I think that might. If you would like ask me on any day, that might be my preferred way of doing this fight. But again, I'm probably gonna wait to see what they do with Light versus Columbo. After that, then yeah, I'll probably have a more solid idea of what we could do.
Right. Out of curiosity, as for who wins, would including Maya and Kyoko affect who you think wins? Out of curiosity, because thinking about it, Max.
I have no idea. I think it still ultimately depends on what they do. If it's kind of like, I guess if they play it like a traditional Ace Attorney trial, then Phoenix probably wins regardless.
Yeah.
Because the amount of bullshit that guy can pull out is in a trial is frankly absurd.
Yeah.
Like if you thought the stuff from the first game was wild and this would never work in a real trial, this is just a bluff. Bluffing his way to the truth has kind of become Phoenix's MO throughout the rest of the series. So so yeah, if you thought the first game was wild, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Fun.
So yeah, in a trial, which is probably what they would do with this fight, considering the nature of both games.
Yeah. I'd have to do a trial. But, yeah.
I'd probably say assistance or no, Phoenix probably wins.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
No? All right, and okay. I do have one more fight, but it should not take long at all. Trust me.
Thank God. Let's actually
my computer's basically yelling at you.
Okay, well, don't worry, it'll be quick. So, okay, I also did have a bonus fight on here. So what? Basically, it's just little, kind of like in the line of Raiden Excalibur, whatnot.
Yeah.
So basically, what for these we do like for what in the past we've done like Kodo. What I've done for Kodo is like given OCs or like Kodo gives me a YouTuber fight and whatnot. Like basically something that would probably never actually happen. So I figured, what more fitting to be the bonus fight relating to what we're doing right now, the bros versus the lads. And because this podcast is important to us. I mean, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay, so this is basically us versus the lads.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. We win. The end.
Now watch, Richard. Now that you said that, the next lads episode is gonna be like, yeah, that's bullshit. We win, and it's actually gonna spiral into something crazy.
All right, fine. Here, I'll break it down. Here, I'll quickly break it down into statistics. Out of the three of us, I'm the most overpowered one here.
Okay. Well,
them's fighting words. All right.
I literally have multiple different avatar powers, and my fucking name is Jedi Bender. What do you think that entails? And plus two, there's the fact that I have all for one. I have access to a power morpher. I have a lightsaber that is a sonic screwdriver that can also disrupt anything. All I have to do, if mate throws that Mjolnir, all I have to do is literally just crush his heart with my fucking hand with the Force, or I can also just, encase him in ice or in earth if I so choose to. Oh, and there's also the fact that I'm also a Powerpuff Girl, and I have Ultra Instinct Shaggy shit. And I have access to Batman's utility belt. So again, do I need to go on? No? Okay. And also, too...
Some of this shit is new to me.
Well, gee Louise, it's almost like when you don't pay attention to my past avatar changes, you kind of forget some things.
I forgot
know
what
Powerpuff Girl was. You know what? That's a fair point.
Also, too...
Although you cycle through them so often, maybe they just got lost.
There you go. I mean, and look at my current, and hell, I can literally just transform into cartoon characters. My Discord profile pic is Courage the Cowardly Dog, for God's sakes, as drawn by Brobuscus. # commission Brobuscus.
Hashtag plug.
And then there's the fact, okay, Brobuscus has an army of Transformers at his beck and call that could just overwhelm the lads. Done.
Okay.
I'm counting the figures. I'm counting the figures.
I guess somebody has to, because I don't even count them.
Oh god.
And then there's
okay.
Z-Dog, our medic.
Sure, I've met it. I've done a lot of things. I just don't talk about them.
Well, come on, talk about
You know,
them.
one of these days, I'm on the realist of levels. I actually do have ideas on our characters.
Yeah, so do I.
I've been spewing up for I've had them spewed up for years. I should probably do something with them.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Also, too, I forgot. I have Trunks' sword. Oh, and I have Rick's portal gun.
That is probably only going to pick up on video, which is the only thing that matters, because I didn't hear any of that.
You didn't. Wait, what?
Rick's portal gun and Trunks' sword.
Yeah, I have Rick's portal gun and Trunks' sword.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm basically I'm basically broken.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, consider the
Anyways.
following. I have a lot of personas and Fortnite weapons, so I'll be useful, I swear.
Anyway. Cool, I guess.
The bros win, the lads lose. End of discussion.
Totally not biased at all, by the way.
Totally.
Totally not.
Totally not.
Totally not.
Yeah, but no, I felt like it was only fitting for that to be the bonus one. So for this, all right, and with that,
I do really think there needs to be legitimate, like, not just stuff that's come up in like that, not just like random shit that's come up in conversation. I want actual lore on these on these three. So,
okay, I'll give you mine.
Okay, well, not on camera. We'll do that later.
Yeah, not on camera. God, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
But, yeah. All right. Closing thoughts, though, because I'm gonna post the image now. All right. So yeah, thoughts overall. Like, did I do a good job?
You did a good job. You did a great job.
Okay. Actually, I should probably say that off camera. Never mind. Yeah, no, this is good. I like this a lot.
Yay.
There are a couple that I'm like, but for the most part, yeah, this is good stuff.
All right, I'm glad because yeah, like I said, I've been doing like me, Kodo and Griff, like specifically, like we've been doing like seasons for ourselves for a while, so I wanted to at least try and do one for both of you. And Richard, don't worry, I will probably do yours like in like the next episode or two.
Okay.
Try to.
DM me if you need a bunch of characters that I like and would want to see in a death battle, and I will send you that pronto. Cause.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, I really wanted to try and do this for both y'all. So I'm glad that it seems to be a more positive. I'm more on the positive side for you, bro. Any standouts besides Ann versus Loose? Besides the obvious one.
There are quite a few.
I mean, I don't think it could work, but MCU Tony versus movie Eggman did kind of pique me.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was fascinating. Yeah, I mean, Sarge versus Soldier and Cortex versus Ripto are some of my most wanted fights ever. So, that was an easy win to my heart. And Jafar versus Maleficent as well. Throw that one into the mix too. Yeah, Astrobot versus Hat Kid was a good choice. And then obviously, yeah, you had to throw an Oxide versus Wiz Pig. That was an obvious one.
Yeah. All right. I mean, okay. I'm at least happy that like some of the ones that you don't want as an episode, I at least got like with like the nostalgia factor or like the connection factor. I'm glad.
Yeah.
All right, and I will be sending these thumbnails individually as well, because I imagine this will be on screen now. But
much appreciated.
Yeah. All right, and with that, we're done.
I'm probably gonna have to make a new Bros versus Lads one though, because our old.
Yeah, no, that's why I asked you. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I wondered about that.
Yeah, I wanted to make a new one.
That uses our old looks. I probably should make one with the new ones.
Yeah, no, just if you make them, I'll do that real quick. All right. So yeah, I guess outro. Should I do the outro since this is mostly me?
Yeah, sure.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's our that's this fan-made season, I guess, that caters specifically to me.
We'll call it friend season, bro. For now, that's what we call it. A friend season. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So with that, let us know what your favorite one here is. I'm actually kind of curious. We're probably gonna see a ton of like Lose versus and Sarge versus Soldier. We're probably gonna see a ton of those for sure.
Yeah.
But let us know if any of these actually like you didn't think of at first, but you think about it and you're like, oh, you know what? Okay.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah. So with that, thanks for watching. I was gonna segue into the main episode, but by all accounts, we haven't actually recorded that yet. So
yeah, if you're seeing this first, go back and watch the other one.
Yeah, there you
God.
go. Yeah, bro and I killed ourselves.
And with that, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye.